Martha had always been active. At 71, she still prided herself on her independence, shopping alone, tending to her rose garden, even babysitting her energetic grandkids on weekends. But over the past few months, something had changed. It started as a dull ache behind her right knee. Then her calf began to swell slightly, feeling warm and tight by evening. She dismissed it as overexertion. After all, she'd been kneeling in the garden for hours that week. But one morning, she woke to find her leg red and throbbing, the skin hot to the touch. Alarmed, she went straight to urgent care. The diagnosis came quickly: a deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot in her leg. The doctor prescribed blood thinners and warned her of the danger. If the clot dislodged, it could travel to her lungs. It could kill her. Martha followed the instructions carefully, but the medication made her dizzy. Her gums bled when she brushed. She bruised from the slightest bump. She felt fragile in a way she never had before. Desperate to help her body heal more naturally, she began researching foods that supported circulation and naturally dissolved clots. That's when she stumbled on a compelling article from a naturopathic doctor. The headline read, "Seniors, these 7 fruits can melt leg blood clots almost instantly." She raised an eyebrow but kept reading. The article outlined fruits that had been studied for their natural anticoagulant properties, the ability to reduce clotting risk, thin the blood safely, and support vascular health without harsh side effects. She copied down every name and made a list. The next morning, she headed to the farmer's market with purpose. She was going to turn her kitchen into her medicine cabinet. 1. Pineapple. This was the first fruit on the list. It contained bromelain, a natural enzyme with powerful anti-inflammatory and anti-thrombotic effects. Studies had shown that bromelain could help break down fibrin, the protein that forms blood clots. Martha bought 2 ripe pineapples and began eating a few chunks with breakfast every day. The sweetness was refreshing, and within a week, her leg felt less tight. The throbbing eased. 2. Oranges. Rich in vitamin C and natural flavonoids, oranges improved blood vessel function and reduced the stickiness of platelets. She had always enjoyed oranges in the winter, but now they became a daily habit. She squeezed them fresh in the morning, mixing the juice with a bit of turmeric for added effect. Her energy improved. The swelling in her calf noticeably declined by the end of the second week. 3. Berries, especially blueberries and raspberries. The article explained that berries were rich in quercetin, a flavonoid known to reduce clot formation and improve endothelial function. They were also high in antioxidants that protected blood vessels from damage. Martha bought a mixed batch of organic berries and began tossing them into her oatmeal and yogurt. Her morning routine became something to look forward to. She even froze some for snacks. After 2 weeks, she realized she was walking with more ease. The tension behind her knee that had once made stairs difficult was slowly vanishing. 4. Pomegranate. Pomegranate juice, the article said, increased nitric oxide levels in the blood, which dilated vessels and improved circulation. It also helped prevent oxidation of LDL cholesterol, which could lead to arterial blockages. Martha didn't love the taste at first, too tart, but she began diluting it with water and sipping it midday. A week later, she noticed the small spider veins around her ankle looked lighter, less pronounced. 5. Grapes, especially dark red or black. Dark grapes were packed with resveratrol, the compound also found in red wine. Resveratrol reduced inflammation, kept platelets from clumping, and relaxed blood vessels. She switched from crackers to grapes as her afternoon snack. They satisfied her sweet tooth and gave her a boost of energy. She even started sleeping better, her legs no longer twitching through the night. 6. Kiwi. This fruit surprised her. She'd never thought of kiwi as a health powerhouse, but it turned out to be high in vitamin E, potassium, and compounds that lowered blood pressure and prevented platelet aggregation. She started eating 1 kiwi after dinner each night. Within a few days, her blood pressure, normally creeping into borderline high, settled into a healthier range. Her doctor was impressed at her next checkup. 7. Tart cherries. The last fruit was her favorite. Tart cherries contained anthocyanins and melatonin. They not only improved circulation, but helped reduce inflammation and support restful sleep, something she hadn't had in months. She found unsweetened cherry juice at a health store and began drinking a small glass in the evening. Her legs didn't ache in bed anymore, and she finally began sleeping through the night. By the end of the month, Martha felt like a different person. Her leg was back to normal size. The heavy, pulsing sensation was gone. Even the color of her skin had improved. No more purplish hue or hot spots. And best of all, she wasn't terrified of every ache or twinge. She felt in control. She still took her medication, but her doctor, surprised by her improvement, reduced the dosage. He ordered another scan. The clot was no longer visible. Her blood flow had normalized. "I don't know what you're doing," he said, flipping through the chart, "but keep doing it." She smiled but said nothing, because what she was doing wasn't magic. It was fruit. 7 simple fruits, eaten daily, that supported her body's natural ability to heal. It wasn't about melting a clot in an instant. It was about changing the internal environment, supporting her veins, thinning her blood gently, and reducing the triggers that caused clots in the first place. Her sister, June, called one afternoon, complaining about ankle swelling and asking if she'd heard of anything that might help. Martha chuckled. "Do you have a pen?" That night, she made a fruit salad with kiwi, orange, and blueberries, sprinkled with pomegranate seeds. She poured a glass of tart cherry juice and raised it in a quiet toast. "To healing," she whispered. And for the first time in weeks, she felt the weight of fear lift from her chest. She hadn't just recovered, she'd taken charge of her health, one fruit at a time.